Try to keep this really short this time. I'm just going to record the screen. I'm not recording any sound. I'm not going to try to play any of these videos or anything like that. I would just like to kind of state that I am a current Bible student, a JW student. I'm learning the Word. I've been doing it for about a year now. I've been attending meetings pretty regularly, with the exception of occasionally maybe not feeling well and other things and stuff like that. So I'm still acquiring the knowledge as I'm going. I'm observing some of these other things that, maybe are not supposed to be observed. I mean, they tell you to watch, what you read on the internet, watch on the internet. That kind of goes without saying, I think, with anything. But, I think this video right here, I'm just going to kind of... It'll probably be the only one where I really do anything like this. I already know that, I might get some flack for it. Not by the JWs themselves. I mean, I'm sure they'll probably have their counseling that they might want to do about these, and maybe someday these will actually be taken down. I just figure if I can help anybody out who happens to be, let's say, disillusioned, misinformed about what JWs believe, their doctrine, or just, what they teach, from all these people that have been, that have fallen out, essentially, and who have been disfellowshipped. And this goes along the same lines of, if you've ever followed any of the truther movement, or any of these movements, really. Some of these truther movements, disinformation movements, because some of them are really just completely absurd. They're out there on such a level that it's just, I don't know, even somebody with half a brain, you'd think would know that this stuff is just completely lie, disinformation, just meant to completely confuse and disrupt things, just trolls and stuff like that. You'd think it'd be that obvious. Some people, have called it from a mile away. I guess this is going to be me kind of calling certain individuals out, but I'm not going to call them out directly because I have anything against anybody, because I don't have anything against anybody. I never did have anything against anybody when I was growing up. As an individual, I usually don't have any ill will towards anybody, and I would never. But I feel like there's definitely muddying of the waters as far as what the truth really is about the JW faith. And it's coming out of mostly, it's coming from false teachers, apostates, these people that are on here. And like I said, I'm just coming out and I'm telling you, I don't have anything against these people. I'm sure these people are lovely people in their own right, but they probably have, I don't know, they've been deceived themselves. They maybe had their own agendas maybe from the get-go. I don't know. I don't really like to assume these things. I'm just saying that, some of them may have their own agendas that they're trying to, coax people into believing what they believe. And that's probably the worst thing they could be doing, because they are bringing more condemnation on themselves, and they definitely know that. And I feel bad for the people that probably follow these people, but I more feel, I don't know, I feel sad for some of these individuals. Like, I feel genuinely just, I don't know, just, I would just hope that these people someday repent for the things that they're doing and have done so far to probably stumble other, true Christians up, because some of these people have, and there's a lot of information out there. There's information out there that debunks everything that these guys are doing right now, and not to mention the Bible even talks about these kinds of things happening within true Christianity. So, I guess like I said, I'm going on a tangent already. I just started out, and I was just trying to keep this relatively short. But anyway, this was actually just me trying to tell people, be weary of said channels who are spreading disinformation, who are getting their information from other false apostates, false prophets, and people that are disinfo agents, kind of like people in the truther movement, like flat earthers and such. You already know, like, the whole spiel. If you're somebody that knows anything about these truther movements and all these things going on, there's going to be a lot of people muddying the waters and stuff like that. I'm just trying to sort of set the record straight here, and just give you guys a warning about some of these people, such as used to be a former governing body member. This guy right here, he had his own agenda, I think. He was trying to, I don't know. I don't know in particular because I haven't gone into too much detail on this particular individual. I know there's this right here. This is actually a good blog to follow in regards to defending the JWs, even though I know the truth should stand on its own, and it does stand on its own. Like, they still do appear in front of courts and stuff like sometimes because there's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of bull junk going on, but there's definitely more, I'd say, false information being spread about and more muddying of the waters than any time there has been before. And they're using a lot of stuff that was already kind of disproved and debunked a long time ago. They're kind of still like using a lot of that rhetoric within all this. Anyway, with this particular website right here, I was just showing you who that Franz individual was. Some opposers have claimed that Ray Franz was a member of the governing body, and then he left the organization, and somehow symbolic of the Watchtower failure. However, this kind of logic is fatally flawed, and this reasoning is faulty. Was Satan, the devil, having been members of Jehovah's angelic assembly? Sorry, I'm trying to read this kind of fast. I'm trying to keep it short. And one of the highest order of angels, symbolic of God's failure. And I would say no. Was Judas Iscariot? See, with some people's names in the Bible, I have a hard time pronouncing some of these. Let's just say Judas. Been a member of Christ's inner circle and having office or oversight, symbolic of Christ's failure. No. Peter and Paul both noted that the Christian church could expect false teachers to arise from within the congregation elders. Within the congregation elders. Acts 20, 29, 30, and so on and so forth. However, the inspired utterance says definitely that in later periods of time, some will fall away from the faith, paying attention to misleading, inspired utterances and teachings of demons. So, 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1, and it goes on from there as well. And you can go and do this kind of research yourself. I will link to all of this stuff. Anybody that happens to watch this video and has gotten this far is obviously somewhat interested in what I am talking about. So, I'm just trying to, I guess I'm trying to shake the foundations of this whole, disinformation, whole spiel that's going on. These movements that are going on are just, meant to really drive people away from what the real truth is. Now, I'm not here to go on about the flat earth, to go on about anything else within the truther movement. I'm just coming out here because some of these individuals have been coming against Jehovah's Witnesses quite hard. And I just now recently came across I'm sure she's a very nice young woman as well. She's getting her information from more misled people, so it's kind of like the blind leading the blind scripture. I'm not saying that what she has, I'm saying it's a good thing that these people are actually reading their Bibles. I will at least come out and say that much. And I'm not saying anything bad about these individuals' character in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that what they believe may not actually be the truth, and to try to pray for their own discernment in these regards. Now, I'm not doing this in order to, get them to come at me in any way, but if they choose to do so, then they might do that. If they choose to attack me for what I believe, I'll just take that as that's basically the signs of the times that I'm living in, and I should expect this kind of stuff, as they should too, if they thought they were a part of the faith or anything like that. Either way, let's see. This was just the other day now, and she deleted some of the comments, which kind of leads me to believe that she didn't want them out there. I mean, the one comment's still there. And this whole thing right here, she said she took a lot of time on it, and I can only assume she wanted to take this much time because, as somebody that's trying to muddy the waters and who is getting their information from false prophets and apostates, they're, if she, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, she is a misled individual as well. I believe she is a misled individual. She doesn't have the entire truth about what JWs believe, and she may not even care. She has come out, and she did attack me at one point, even though even though she's not a part of the faith, right? I was trying to at least put something out there that would defend this, and, in case anybody did, anybody from the faith were shook by things like this. That's what I'm basically trying to do here. That's the entire purpose of this video, is in case they are shaking other people from their faith, and which is kind of what a lot of these people are hoping for, because they have their own agendas. Some of these people are making money off these videos. Some people are trying to start their own ministries and all that crap. So I'm just gonna be, I guess, that black sheep that's gonna come out here, and I'll take a barrage because they can come attack me if they want to. They can attack my character or whatever. And like I said, I'm a studying Bible student, and I'm hoping, and Jehovah does not think that I'm trying to bring any kind of reproach or anything against his name, which I'm definitely not. Most certainly not trying to do anything of the sort. I'm just trying to, set the record straight for some of these other individuals who are probably getting stumbled by some of these people. Oh, and that's another guy right there. But anyway, this right here, this is me trying to, show these people, that these people aren't actually a cult and all that stuff, but they're going to believe what they want to believe when it comes to that. So they have people like this. They have Robert King. He's already been, exposed as an apostate too. And some of his teachings and stuff like that. He's associated with other individuals that, they flip-flop on everything, is from what I've, been reading. Research and all this stuff. And then the Vigilant Christian, he's made a video too, similar to this one, where he tries to expose Jehovah's Witnesses and stuff like that. All these people are getting information from people like this guy, Robert King, and people like Franz and stuff like that, getting their information from other disinformation agents, other false prophets and stuff like that. You're not, you're basically doing the same exact thing they're doing, and you're just spreading the lie even further. And that's all they do. And they don't, maybe, that's not really any fault of their own. Some of these people are probably they mean well, I feel. I know these people probably do want truth. They do want to find, the truth. Some of them think they have the truth. Some of them believe they do, honestly. But that's not, what I'm really trying to do is just trying to help any other JWs and other people that could be getting, deceived by these individuals. So, with this, she deleted one of her comments to me after I posted that. That's the only thing she left there. I don't know why she left that, but numerous JWs, long time to see their beliefs, and I can try to blow this up so you can actually see it, but because I have it in photo mode or whatever. But this is definitely a legit thing too. Why the hell, man? I don't know. I can't block this crap out of here. This view photos mode here. It's you can definitely see that it's a comment that she had on here that she had deleted. It's a huge comment, so it's all the bull junkers that are on this site doing the same things that they've been doing for years, ever since some of them fell away from the truth back in the 70s, 80s, 70s. I mean, it even says in the Bible, I'll come over here to see. I mean, this is why I do cut these videos sometimes, because when I'm on here, I get so diuretic of the mouth. I just start going on and on and on, and then sometimes my trains of thought go off, and I hate it. But having an appearance of good or godliness, but proving false to its power, and from these people turn away. So from this, or these people, be on the watch of false prophecies. You can go through, and they have footnotes here, and they have little additions. I don't think these are the footnotes, but these are little additional scriptures that they have within this. I mean, this is already scripture, but they have scriptures within scriptures, so you can just kind of easily pop in and out. Be on the watch for false prophets who come in sheep's covering, but inside they are ravenous wolves. So you have all of these individuals that are out here misleading all these other individuals, blind leading the blind. I'm not going to pull up all of that stuff. All these people can definitely do that stuff on their own. These people don't have the truth. They fell out of the truth for a reason, and they're spreading more lies, and the people that think they have the truth, spreading lies of other people, it's just an endless cycle, Many will say to me on the day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy your name, expel demons in your name, and perform many powerful works in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Get away from me, you workers of lawlessness. So these are both Matthew scriptures, Matthew chapter 7, verse 15, Matthew chapter 7, verse 22 and 23. And that's like the best representation that you can have of what is going on with all these individuals here. Especially this individual, this Robert. And let me go back here. Robert King. He's pretty much one of the biggest ones that are out there doing this. He's got an entire website dedicated to this false conspiracy. This is actually a site that disproves everything that he has talked about. There are many websites that promote the NGO conspiracy theory. Their claims range from mere factual inaccuracies, such as the hopelessly wrong authors who claim the Watchtower joined the UN and became UN member, which only countries can do, of course, to more clever individuals who twist the evidence, ignore select parts, and exploit emotions in order to promote their own agenda. We shall only consider one of the latter type of authors, Mr. Robert King of Michigan, USA. So they even call out where this dude lives and stuff like that. So obviously, I mean, that's probably public record anyway, but either way. Why this person? This disfellowshipped man was done extraordinary amount to promote the NGO conspiracy theory and condemn Jehovah's Witnesses on the internet. Also, he has spent thousands of dollars sending letters to the elders of every congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses in the United States, some congregations in the UK, and all the branch offices worldwide to promote his ideas. Furthermore, he wrote a book entitled Jehovah Himself Has Become King, of which he has distributed tens of thousands of copies. If you, or someone you know, has received one of his letters and a copy of his book, you may find the following information of great interest. In a Wake article, when warning readers of the effects of propaganda, advised which readers should ask, what is the motive for this message? Try to check the track record of those speaking. Are they know to speak the truth, or have they been known to speak the truth pretty much? Why should you regard this person or organization or publication as having expert knowledge or trustworthy information on the subject in question? And I actually think goes without saying with a lot of these individuals that are out here spreading what they consider to be truth. But I'm talking about within these truther movements who try to say stuff about other things, that happen within the government and stuff like that. Some of those things, there's shady stuff that goes on all the time, but we definitely don't have all that information. Now, like I said, I'm not going to really dive all over that stuff. This is primarily all about the disinformation about the JWs. So, and involving mostly this Robert guy, because I feel like he's probably one of the main promoters of these conspiracies, and a lot of people have gotten on board his train probably, and that's probably the people that you see, providing their, I guess you want to call them testimonies and coming out and saying this and that about them and claiming this, claiming that. I was a part of them for this. I was a part of them for this amount of time. And, some of those you don't even know how true they are. You don't know if that person's just a complete, if you want to call them shills or you just want to call them false teachers, it's kind of like the same terminologies. Like there's somebody for literally everything, and you better believe they're probably going to do something if it promotes the big bad bull junkers agenda in some way, and if they have something to gain from it, they're probably going to do what they got to do. So, and then some of these people could have been moles or people that have been put into certain places, like they came in there having these agendas from the get-go, wanting to muddy the waters, essentially. Like, they weren't people that were truly lovers of God. They were just coming there to maybe find out information or try to gain information about some of these individuals who, are a part of the organization, who may or may not have done anything at all, but they're trying to acquire anything that they can about family members or other. These individuals that are out here muddying the waters are essentially going against Jehovah and saying, no, like, I think my word's better than your word because this reason. So they are essentially bringing more reproach and more condemnation on themselves, and they honestly, I don't think they have any, godliness inside them anymore. I mean, there could still be that inkling, there could be that seed still left in there if they repented for those things. I'm not saying that they can't come back to the truth at some point. At this point in time, though, a lot of these people are severely misguided by people like Robert King and other individuals like the JW Struggle, which this particular woman was trying to tell me down here that I should go see. And it's a recommended channel of the Robert guy, and I know that guy's spreading the same lies. So, and then she tries to point out, like, the doctrines that all of these people pretty much do when it comes to the doctrines that, or not even the doctrines, that some of the people that were a part of those dates and times and stuff like that aren't even a part of the witnesses anymore. They probably still spread all that falsehood around too. And some people do maybe make mistakes from time to time, and that's definitely something that's a human thing to do when we're not perfect. But all those people, as far as I know, aren't involved with them anymore. Like, these people don't, I mean, they might be out there still muddying the waters wherever they're at, but the people that may have hinted towards these dates or whatever, they aren't a part of it, you know? And some of that might have been just, like, misinfo in the first place. That's another thing that you don't really know, because a lot of that could have just been disinfo from the get-go. Like, but anyway. In the missing verses, I've already read into that stuff. Those are verses that, you know, weren't necessarily a part of the Bible to begin with. It might be a part of some people's Bibles. Those individuals probably have, you know, perverted versions of the Bible, or stuff that's been added in, left out. I mean, I don't know. Especially with, like, punctuation and stuff. Punctuation is one big thing, too. That's why a lot of these people are even more misled. I ain't going to go into all that either. I'm going to link to a lot of these things in hopes that somebody out there decides that they want to actually do their own research. You know, proper research, of course, not false research, not like if you're getting research from any of these individuals that I've been talking about, you're not going to get anywhere. They're just going to keep on showing you the things you probably want to see. You know, if you're looking in these directions, you're probably wanting to, you know, believe the lie that they're telling you. Because it states that in the Bible. Some people are not that receptive to the truth. I don't want to believe that myself, personally, that some of these individuals couldn't come back. Because I think some of these individuals are really awesome people in their own right. They could be, if, you know, saved properly, and not deceived by these people. They could probably be pretty cool, you know, ministers of Jehovah himself if they wanted to be. But since they're believing these lies, you know, they're going to continue doing these things. And you know what? That's neither here nor there for me. Like I said, I'm just trying to help anybody that I can who happens to be deceived by some of these people. And yeah, she was trying to tell me this. Like, she deleted this comment though, so I'm obviously thinking that there was a reason for that. She may not have wanted to, I don't know, keep the argument going, which I wasn't really going to keep on arguing, but I did have one more thing after that. That was the same one that I commented. And you can tell, like, this is the same comment that she had theirs, and me commenting after that, 1 second after that, and it was deleted pretty much immediately after I did that. I can tell you really didn't take the time to look at what I had provided. A lot of what you stated is actually covered within those links. One very crucial thing must be understood here is that people in the past did make mistakes. Yes, some things have been misleading or misunderstood. Some people from centuries past didn't mention specific dates, but later they had said that it was foolish. Again, it can be found through some of those links I have provided. Apologies for assuming you never did any research. I mean, some people have done research, but like I said before, false or misguided research. It's like, it's not going to get you anywhere. So, anyway, yeah, videos where alleged ex-JWs. I also believe that some of those people may not even be true JWs or have been a part of JWs. I mean, some of them, all you have to do is probably study for a while what they believe, and, you know, maybe watch some of these other people that may have been legit JWs, and you could probably start to, you know, you could probably just make a well-crafted video where you claim to have been a JW at one point and you try to expose them or whatever. I feel like there's a lot of those kind of people out there doing that too. Anyway, I'm gonna probably cut this off here. I'm getting it is kind of late. I'm doing this kind of late. Plus, you know, I might cut a few parts out where I was getting kind of screwed up because my thought process is like really fast. Like, I want to try to get as much of this out of my head as I can, and try to, you know, move on from doing these dumb videos. I mean, I don't consider it to be dumb what I'm doing. Like, I feel like somebody could get something from it, but if they're going to continue believing the lies and stuff that they're seeing out there, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to keep praying for these people, and I've been praying for all these people to the truth within them anymore, and I definitely don't have any problem saying that, because it states that in the Bible, and the Bible does speak for itself at the end of the day. If you read the Bible, you pray about it, you pray for discernment, you pray for wisdom, you're going to know that the people that you're seeing here talking about all of this crap, you're going to know that it's just wolves in sheep's clothing, false prophets, apostates, all of that, and then some. And he does kind of have his website here where he tries to kind of sort of say, well, these people weren't actually involved with the Illuminati or anything like that, which they weren't. Like Charles Taze Russell, never involved with any of that stuff. There's information that you can look up. Like I said, I'll link to that stuff too. I don't know. I just mainly wanted to call out, well, not really call out essentially, but just to warn people, stay wary, stay on watch for these apostates and all these individuals that are muddying the waters more. I'm just trying to warn people. That's what I'm, I believe this is what we are kind of called to do, but I really don't like going on for ages about this kind of stuff. I feel like a lot of people using common sense, logic, reading the Bible legitimately, praying over these things, trying to pray for discernment over these things, would eventually see the truth. But some of them don't want to see the truth, obviously. As foretold in the Bible, some people will just be led astray legitimately, and they don't want to hear certain things. They just want their ears tickled. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it is. It's just what it all comes down to. And it sucks, but it's just the way it goes. It's all been foretold, so let's see. But there will be a period in time where they will not put up with wholesome teaching, but according to their own desires, they will surround themselves with teachers to have their ears tickled. They will turn away from listening to the truth and give attention to false stories. You, though, keep your senses in all things and endure hardship. Do the work of an evangelizer. Fully accomplish your ministry. Okay? So, later times you will fall away from the faith, paying attention to misleading inspired statements and teachings of demons. Okay, so that basically just goes along the same lines of what I was saying before. And, like I said, keep praying over these things. Continue to read your Bible. Pray for discernment. Pray for wisdom. Pray that the truth find you. And if it does find you, do not turn away from it and do not try to do your own thing. Do not try to be like these people, bringing more condemnation upon themselves. It's just like the preachers of Baal back in the days of Elijah. The Baal worshippers and stuff like that. The Jezebel. You had Jezebel going out there telling people, go worship Baal and blah blah blah. I mean, it was just demonic stuff. Okay, it's the Jezebel spirit. Okay, don't follow those people. Don't follow people like this guy. He went rogue, if you want to call him that. He's a rogue agent. Rogue agent going against the JWs and stuff like that. There's a lot of rogue agents out there, though. Not only just against JWs, but, just in general, rogue agents for anything, But this is probably more serious than anything, because this is life and death we're talking about here. So, try to do your own research and pray over these things all the time. And that's something that I sometimes even fail to do, to pray over some things, which would probably save me a lot of heartache and, grief sometimes. But anyway, like I said, keep praying over these things, and I hope you guys find truth. And I'll pray for these individuals in question here that I'm talking about, all of these individuals, because I love them as my neighbor, as well as Jehovah does, and Jesus, and the angels. We're hoping that some of these individuals, see the light and turn away from the things that they're trying to do here